this is your change time. This is your evolution time. This is your rebirth time. This is your re-choose time. This is your recalibrate time. This is your redirect time. This is your time. Yes, yes? So we all gathered just to stand in agreement with you. We all came together to remind you that you are at the right place at the right time with the right people with the right thoughts. It is in your imperfection that you are perfect for such a time as this. At whatever your age is perfect. You needed to have all those years behind you, or you need to have all those years in front of you. No one can do it like you. I just came to Dubai just to affirm, to invite you to take your voice and take it to the next level. How can you be unapologetic and non-negotiable? See, so many of you want to play big in the world, but you keep making it optional. And every time it gets too hard, you sit it back down. The moment you make it non-negotiable, not an option, slide every option off the table, you're not wondering about the mountain and how big it is because you said you must bow down. You have to have a level of certainty for you. You gotta believe in you, bank on you, trust in you like you never have before. And every single thing that you've ever done, every single thought you've ever had, every single decision you ever made, built you for such a time as this, and you are perfect for the job. And your job is to make sure that this planet knows that you were here. This planet knows that this is your time. This is my time. Say, it's my time. Say, it's my time. See, when you say that, you stop wondering what's around the corner. You stop wondering, well, what if it doesn't work? You'll find another way to make it work. Well, what if they don't like me? You only want to play with people who want to play with you. Well, what if I lose my money? Well, good thing you know how to make money. There's not one what if. Not one what if that justifies you sitting down on your dream. Not one what if. People often ask me, Lisa, how did you get over the fear? I said, you assumed I got over the fear before I leaped. Sometimes you gotta be willing to leap while you're still quivering. You gotta speak while your voice still shakes. You gotta show up while you're not quite sure what you look like. You gotta be willing to get comfortable in your imperfection. You gotta remember that other people's perception of you, as my grandma says, ain't none of your business, baby. I am not here to let you off the hook because we need a lot more people like us doing this work. I don't look at the world and get frustrated. I look at the world and get busy. Benjamin Franklin says that comparison is and will always be the thief of all your joy. You can only do you. And if you don't do you, you won't be done. And don't get caught up if you have an amazing bio, because your bio is one thing, but your future, is another. And we are vested in who you're becoming. Michelle Obama wrote the best book with the best title, Becoming. We are all becoming. And so I stopped by to ask you, who are you becoming? Who's sitting in the chair that you're sitting in right now? What does she look like 3 years from now? What is he doing 5 years from now? How many lives has she touched? How many people has he inspired? What are you doing and who are you becoming? Oh, I don't know if they told you, I didn't necessarily come to keep you comfortable. I don't mind that healthy tension in a room. I don't mind it at all, because when iron sharpens iron, great things happen. And so this is that time when you look up and you go, wait, what part of me has to die away so the next part of me can be born? What part of me needs to sit down so the rest of me can stand up? What's on the other side of my fears? What's on the other side of my procrastination? I want to see what's on the other side of my hesitation. What's on the other side of my putting me last? The beauty is in the questions. Did she really come out? on stage to ask us a bunch of questions? Yes, she did, because the mind has to try and find the answer. You're welcome. Are you willing? Are you willing to do that thing you've never done before? Are you willing to stand at the edge of your own greatness? Are you willing to look at your fears? Are you willing to recognize that you can be afraid? Are you willing to look at the fact that there is always healing to come? There's always growth to come. There's no arrival. Are you willing? And then in the space of that, are you still willing to lean to the edge? Feel the breeze of possibility, not knowing if you will fly or fall. Are you willing to not quite know what's there, but that something is there is greater than you? Are you willing to say, my life has to make a huge difference? You've heard me say this before, that there's a birthday and a transition day, and in between that is all the opportunity in the world. That's that dash that says, are you willing to disrupt my life? You're not here. You're not put here to leave my life calm. You're here to be a disruption for my life. You're here to cause me to want to be someone I've never been, do something I've never done because you crossed my path. Are you willing to show me that greatness? You have no idea of the breathtaking future that's on its way to you, that's asking you, please let me through. Please let me through. When you decide that you are good enough, when you decide you give yourself permission to have it all, have all the love, have all the health, have all the wealth, have all the abundance, all the prosperity. When you give yourself permission, it's like the inside of your champion is saying, let me out. Ooh, let me out. And when you let me out, I ain't ever going back in. And it doesn't all come out in one time. I look at the woman I am today. I look at the people that I sit and I counsel. I look at the accolades. I look at the sizzle reels. I hear the stuff. Life is different for me now. When I walk through the airport, I look at this life and I go, that's a long way from being right here on Century Boulevard, just about 3 miles up the road, right past Crenshaw, in the government's assistance office, right on this street. It's a long way, but it was just one little leap away, each leap. And so I ask you, who is trying to be born through you? That when you love you more, when you turn up your love, when you turn up your forgiveness, forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, when you unhook the shackles to blame, shame, guilt, regret, and anger, when you say, you don't fit in my breathtaking future, What occurs? What occurs when you turn around and you say, hold on, I want to meet all 360 degrees of my fabulosity. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way. I say that in the way of servanthood. Use me, use all of me. I don't want to leave here with anything in me. Take all of me, take everything. I want to leave here absolutely empty and tired. After all, I want to rest in peace. Because it's my time and it's your time. The world needs you like never before. It's your time. It doesn't matter the climate, the temperature, the circumstances, the politics. It doesn't change the fact that what? And if all you remember from this conversation, all you remember, then we've had a really good time. Like, it's your time.